Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and this is Calihealer. Kelly.
Hi. Thank you for having me, Terry.
Well, thank you for being here. What a joy. What a
Thank you.
joy. Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to say hi to Annie Bear and
Hi,
Richie
Annie.
Reach. Hello, wonderful people. How are you doing? Um, so today we're going to do 2024 and the energy of 2024 as it's coming in and any predictions that we might have. So, hey, Brenda, how are you? Brenda, thank you so much. Brenda sent me a YouTube channel from this person that was interviewing this yogi from India. He was quite interesting, Brenda. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Talking about Kundalini, but talking about so many things.
Oh, I would
And
love that.
yeah, and Babas and all this other stuff. And it's funny, he also gets interviewed about these Agora, I think it's the Agora Babas. And they're in India and Nepal. They're through the Himalayas. And they're monks, and they're kind of known to be, well, they're not cannibals, but like they work in the monasteries where like you'll bring a temple where you'll bring your loved one's body after they pass,
Mhm.
and they're burnt. Everything's cremated, and it's a holy day, and the whole family comes, and they all wear white, and the babas all wear white, and they take the ash and they spread it on their skin. So, and
Oh, I think
sometimes
I've
you'll find,
seen that.
yeah, sometimes you'll find the babas in the mountains too, and some of them can be a little different. So,
Yeah.
my daughter thought that they followed Kali, um,
Oh, yep. Yep.
which makes a
Mhm.
lot of sense, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so that's my tangent there. Hi, Heather, Indigo Jaguar. How are you? Lottie B, welcome. So nice to see everybody. And hi, Diana, my friend and
Hello.
um, travel, tribal dancer. You're in the car. The only resolution for the camera problem was a new computer. I'm sorry, Diana.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Dang, that's rough. Speaking of which, Kelly, I need to get your the name of your camera. Doesn't she look great, you guys? Kelly got a new camera for Christmas,
Oh.
and
Oh,
she looks
thank
so
you.
pretty.
Thank
And
you.
this camera is not great on this computer. I just use the one on my computer,
Well,
and
I
it's
think
not
it
so
looks
great.
great though, Terry. Honestly, I think it does. But yeah, I'll definitely that was one of my Christmas presents from the boys was a
Oh,
new camera. And so yeah, I don't yeah. I just put the box in the closet, so I saved it. So I'll send you the
we're
information.
we're all gonna want one of those. High hypnicity, it is really interesting about those babas. It really is.
Mhm.
Anyway, I just found it intriguing that he also, because not a lot of people know about him. So, they are quite interesting. Hello, Val, Illumination Portal, beautiful woman.
Hello.
She was on the show last night with Heart and Soul Connectedness, and that was so much fun doing dreams and
Well, and
visions.
isn't it it was like last night, but doesn't it I mean, is it just me or does it seem like it was so long ago?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, time is going nuts.
Time is really, really goofy because it's just like, yeah, it was last night, but it just seems like it seems like it was a couple days ago.
Yeah, yeah. Annie Bear wants a foggy filter. We can work that out, Annie. Hi, Sonia. How are you? And
Hello.
beautiful Lori is here. Hello, Lori.
Hello.
So nice to see everybody. Yeah, it was so much fun, wasn't it? Aw, thanks, Richie Reach. Oh my God, you're so
Hello.
sweet. Look at him. He gave me a
Hello.
compliment. Oh, Richie, thank you, honey. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
He's so kind. Yeah.
So, so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It
just
was
watched one of his videos the
fun.
other day.
Oh my God, right? He is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Richie, you make us feel like we're in your house having a talk with you.
It really yep, I love it.
Yeah.
And
Very
and
comforting.
and I think it's just what's so amazing about him is he just is he can be vulnerable and it's such a strength, and it just he's healing and we're healing, and it just we're all healing as a community. I mean, you're
That's
amazing,
beautiful.
Richie.
That's beautiful. Sherry Moonchild, hello. I like your,
Hello.
picture there.
Oh, it's
That's lovely.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, hey, Sharon, good to see you too, dear. So, we're talking about everything that's coming in and the energy of 2024 and how different it is,
Yeah.
and what it feels like. So, what do you feel like you're seeing, and what can we do, Callie? Because Callie is a great healer, everybody.
Oh, and you are too, Terry. Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you. And that shout out last night was very, very kind of you. That was very, very nice. Um, I I do feel that the energy for 2024 is really it's almost it's pushing us out of our comfort zones, and I'm getting like there's if you feel like you're in the weeds right now and you feel like you're stuck that things just aren't changing, just to know that it's times like that when we are feeling stuck and that we feel like things aren't changing, that's right when we're on the cusp of changing. And I'm getting that it's not only us individually, but it's us as a collective. I get that there's planetary shifts coming in and breakdowns that and it's gonna for some it's gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm getting that we really have to take care of ourselves. We really have to self nurture, um, really, really up our water intake,
Yeah.
self care. Um, I don't know. I wrote sleep. Sleep is huge because I think right now we have so many solar flares coming in too, where it's really disrupting our sleep, and so our sleep patterns may be changing. And so, hello, Fatima. And so we maybe be getting 8 hours, but we wake up and we're feeling exhausted. And I think we're doing so much individual healing too in our sleep and, in the collective, that those mornings that you wake up and you're feeling exhausted, give yourself some grace is what I say, is because um we're all working together to heal the planet. So more sleep, more water, more self-care, um and more meditations. Watch Terry's meditations. I mean, that's great for reflecting, great for healing. And um and then I was just getting I like more warmth in, and there's so many, like, you're in the Midwest, Harry, and it's cool here in California too, but I'm getting just the comforts of warm tea, warm, just sometimes even just wrapping in a cozy blanket, or they have those now. A girlfriend bought one for me. It's those blanket, like hoodies that are blanket material. Oh my gosh,
Oh my god.
I live in it. Honest to gosh, if I wasn't on camera, I would be in that thing. I'm telling you what. It's literally like a blanket, but it's a hoodie. It just kind of comes down, but it's very, very comforting. Just super soft. Things like that to help nurture ourselves, regulate our nervous systems. Fuzzy socks, just even warm soups. If even if it's just a can of soup, if you make it homemade, even better. And I kept getting less is more, less stress, less worries, sometimes less words, just less stuff. Um and depending on your nervous system, sometimes less stimulation is is better for us, especially if we notice that our nervous systems, it can be a little bit unregulated. And I do pick that up for coming in, our year, that we're really going to have to be aware of our nervous system, because with um just everything going on in the world, and just us individually just upgrading and shifting, um it's gonna play it's going to factor in on our nervous system. So it's going to be really a year that we really have to just be self-aware. Because I mean, really, at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. I mean, we can't depend on others to do it. So, I mean, if it's, snuggling in without blanket and feeling like it's hugging you because you need a hug, by all means, I think that's really, really important.
I love that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like bringing your body back to homeostasis, like
yeah,
with breath work, with
yeah,
water,
yeah,
with
yep.
all of that is so important. Yeah, and people hear Annie's saying her weighted blanket, and Heather
Yes.
Indigo Jaguar Arts, beautiful channel, by the way,
Mhm,
everybody,
yes.
is here, and she's talking about, Epsom salts and whatnot, and, being gentle with ourselves. It's so important right now. I mean, because I feel like there's already a lot going on around us, right? And
Mhm,
it's so easy to get connected to the conflict energy that's coming in from whether it's wars or um, politics or big business or bankers or big pharma.
mhm.
There's a lot of conflict there, and we hear it every day on the news or watch it, and hopefully not too much, but it's good to know what's going on. So,
Yeah.
yeah, once we interconnect with that conflict, it energy, it's hard to let it go, especially if you're an empath.
Especially if we're empath, and and news is great, but I mean, I think where less is more, that too kind of factors in. It's like get what you need, and then shut it down, because that can really affect, with us, being empaths. It affects it may not seem like it, but it's affecting us.
You know what I'm recognizing lately is, I like I subscribe to Scientific America and some other things. Do I read them all the time? No, but I do subscribe.
Yeah, yeah,
But there are so many things being invented right now. It's off the charts. All the
that's
new inventions,
amazing.
all of the new discoveries and the new medications. We don't hear about that on the news. I mean, it's not you really have to dig for it. And but it's like a golden age coming in. And if you're not aware of it, it goes, whoosh.
Oh, right, right. Because yeah, if you're not digging for that information, a person's not gonna know that those things are happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Instead, you get tied to that conflict energy.
And
Um,
I did get that there was gonna be a breakthrough in Alzheimer's and cancer. And I did get that there was gonna be Mark Cuban was going to he's going to have other methods of healthcare coming in. And yeah, yeah, just keep an eye on him as far as for healthcare. I think he's going to be doing more
I
more and
love
more.
that. I see that too with the with cancer and dementia,
Yes,
Alzheimer's. And my brother has I think it's called CPR. It's a form of cordial posterior. No, it's PCR, co- posterior cordial uh, something. Um, and so he has early onset Alzheimer's, basically. But it's a lot, when your family goes through that. And
it's hard.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
very hard,
and yeah, we should have been on that a long time ago, but now
right?
people are getting on it, so
Hmm.
it's
Which is
really
really,
exciting.
it's a blessing.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Um, I do feel like there's also gonna be more coming in with, the CRISPR technology, gene editing, that's gonna be quite something, and they did just find something with that, Kelly, this week.
Did.
They did with cancer, and there's a guy, I can't remember if it's North Carolina, but it's a university. So it's not so far, it's not tied to some big pharma, right? So
Yep.
who knows? Maybe it'll go into something that it's not going to be patented, so that it's $5,000 per week or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
ridiculous.
Hypnicity says, "I'm terrified of gene editing." I know. I don't think it's been. I don't think it's been presented properly to everybody. The gene editing. I mean, how they're doing it, and they're just taking what that Y or that tail that they're editing. Yeah, healing cancer with sound. Um, Valerie's saying, and I
Mhm.
also feel like light therapy. There's going to be a lot coming in with the light therapy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me too. I feel like they're just a whole different. We're going to be like receiving. We're probably like we'll be getting like downloads of different like healing modalities that will just kind of come to us, and it'll be like, okay, I need to I need to look into that, and I think that we're going to be looking also digging in to see what our ancestors used as far as healing methods, as far as herbs and plants. And I think we're going to be digging into that too more, and as an alternative way. Obviously, if you need medication, you need to take your medication, but I think, if it's something that, we can work with, plants and herbs and stuff like that, by all means. I think I it's going back in time in a good way.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Richie, Livermore Labs, I'm not familiar with, but I know that I know CRISPR, that there's actually a lab called CRISPR, or a pharmaceutical company, has come out with a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of them. Like the gene editing is just off the charts right now. So CRISPR technology has just gone nuts. Oh, hypnicity, you've lost several. I didn't know about that. See, you learned so much here.
You do, don't you?
I'm so sorry to hear that, hypnicity. So, yeah, I want to find out about that. So please let us know. Um, yeah. So Lori says, I've heard the same thing, Kelly, speaking of the younger generation are quite making the changes to herbal and natural healing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, we buy Neutrogena or whatever, body lotion I've always bought, something not too horrible, but and it says all natural or something on the front. And my daughter comes in from out of town and she's like, "Mom, that's not natural. Read the instructions." She goes, "That's like your biggest organ, your skin, and you're putting that
Right.
junk on it, all those chemicals." And I'm like, "Oh man, you're right." Yeah, hypnicity is going to keep her own DNA. All righty.
So what does your daughter use?
She goes on Etsy. I mean, and I think a lot of us go on Etsy, like, for cards and stuff now, because we
Hmm.
wanna support the artists, right? And, so it's really interesting. She'll go on Etsy, and she'll find people that make all their own products, like small batch.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, kinda like Diana does. Diana makes small batch,
Hmm.
um, things, so, yeah. Oh, Hypnicity uses coconut oil, right? And I have coconut oil in there too, in my bathroom, and I love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
natural
and
doesn't mean
and you
any.
can add some oil to it, some smelly oil, if you have a favorite.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm. So true, Juno.
yeah, yeah. Neutrogena rain bath. Yeah, it smells really good. Somebody used to make, an I think it was Neutrogena, it was an oil that you'd put on. It was a sesame oil, but I
Ooh.
haven't seen it out for a long time, so maybe it had something horrible in it. But, on another show, want to know what my connection to Annie Bear from any time before with man, if there were natural healers and herbs and stuff. Oh, okay, Sonia. I love that. I will star that. And we might do some readings at the end too. So you'd be number one. Um, I kind of feel like there's going to be so much coming in too. Well, one big hit that I'm getting for this year coming up is changing our story. And I know I keep
I
saying that in the
love
morning,
that.
but like the other day, somebody called and we were talking, and it's a great friend of mine, and they give a lot of advice. And sometimes when you get advice, it's like, oh, that means I'm doing something wrong. If they're telling
Yeah.
me how to do something
Yeah.
right. And then I thought this morning while I'm wiping down the counter, I'm like, oh, what if I changed my story there? What if she's just an amazing person and a fountain of information?
Yeah.
And I don't attach to that story of she's saying that there's something wrong with me, because she's not.
Yeah.
She's really not, but that's the story that I'm hearing.
Mhm.
So there's all sorts of little things like that we change our story. And I feel like, changing our story about our self-talk, but also changing our story, like if you're feeling ill and you feel like, oh boy, I'm coming down with something. Well, and this is not a medical show, and I'm not saying don't go see the doctor. Definitely go see the doctor. But what if you changed your attitude about that and your story about that? What if you're not coming down with this? What if you go into that part of you that's not, or what if you go into that part of you that's not lonely because you've got so many loved ones around and you can call all these people? Like our friends have so much information. So
Well, and you just did that, Terry. Um, with you know, um, your daughter getting ill,
yeah,
and you changed the story and you didn't get sick.
that's right. That's right. You guys, both my kids got so sick. They had a horrible flu that was going around. And in fact, I had them taking tests anyway, but for the big C. But I started feeling ill. I was out walking around that day, going to the grocery store and running some errands. And I started getting dizzy. I mean, really dizzy, like having to hang on to the, cart and things like that. And I was like, well, wait a minute. What if I change my story on this? What if I feel great? And what if I just, we have this talk that we say, change your story and that you can manifest it. What if I just go to that place where I've already manifested it? And what does it feel like? And
Yeah.
boom. Yeah. Yeah. Kimberly says, I get it. I just say, I don't like my cold. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It does change things. Yeah. Annie, you're cracking me up. Um, yeah, if you say such and such bugs me, you may become vulnerable to actual bugs, etc. Oh,
Um,
interesting. Yeah. Sonia says, before white men were here, Phil the Connection was confirmed indigenous in Quebec. Oh, okay. Oh, and recognize. Oh, okay. I'm gonna star that. That's excellent. I love that, Sonia. All right.
and and I think sometimes it's always it's nice to know what tips and tricks other people are doing. So I mean, if anybody is sharing things how they're getting through the winter on keeping their immune system up, and obviously positivity is a great way to keep your immune system and your energy cleared, and but I know, like, right now in here, I do one like almost every day or every other day. I do an emergency, and there too, it's not a medical show, but I do that in the winter, and I take uh elderberry sambucus. It's 2,000 milligrams, and I have to say, because my immune system has been compromised, um it has really, really, really helped me. So whoever needs to hear that, those are a couple things that I do.
Yeah. Juno's always got great stuff. Shinjitsu. If you feel stuck, cross your hands and hold the insides of the knees. Okay, this is the prime mover and gets things going. Wow, I can feel that. Yeah. Okay. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
I like that.
Yeah. She's Juno's knows so much about energy. Um, Val says, "I'm healthy, wealthy, and
Wealthy,
protected in all
protected in
moments."
all moments, and so it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like, Course in Miracles stuff, Val. I love that.
Mhm.
Love that. Yeah.
I do too.
I am blank. Yeah, fill in the blanks. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Val uses oregano pills and, um, castor oil. I do a, antioxidant juice thing, and it's got, like, kombucha and stuff in it, but it's a
Mhm.
and I take a shot of that with aloe, a shot of aloe every morning, and that makes me feel so good.
That I make a concoction too, that I make that I put a teaspoon or a tablespoon in with water. Um, I just have to be it's just I'm so afraid of it making my and see now if this doesn't sound terrible, I'm afraid of it making my teeth yellow because there's so much turmeric in it. It's like there's turmeric, there's ginger, there's flax ground flaxseed and um ginger, flaxseed, mother's apple cider vinegar, a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of pepper. I think that's I think that's it. Oh, and a half a cup of honey. And so I make this concoction and I store it in a glass container in the refrigerator, and then I'll take it out and I'll put a tablespoon in a tall glass of water. But that turmeric and ginger, it's
It's huge.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I and that's what I use in the uh, if anybody's coming down with anything in my house, we always have fresh ginger and lemon and honey, and
Just those alone are so wonderful.
yeah,
Back I have a question for and maybe know too. Castor oil, that keeps coming up for me. Castor oil, castor oil. What
yeah,
what
that's
does
awesome.
one do with castor oil?
Juno, Annie Bear, somebody, Val. I know that,
Oh, here. I do straight castor oil once a week. It's antibacterial, antiviral.
antifungal kills parasites. I need to do that, Val. I bought some, so that's a start. It's like my Scientific America sitting on my bedside table,
But it's a
sitting on
start.
my kitchen counter.
And I keep being told to buy it, but I'm like, "What?" They keep telling me, "You gotta buy castor oil, you gotta buy castor oil," and I'm like, What am I gonna use it for?"
Right?
And so I haven't done any research. So this thank you. Thank you, Val.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm sitting here with my hands crossed and in between my knees, and I can feel it.
Mhm.
It's really nice. Yeah, I love it. Annie Bear says, "Woo woo. I think in retrospect, January is gonna be a comedy show for us chatters." This conversation. I love it. Happy hour. Yeah. Yeah, always happy. Um, Hypnicity says, "Organics, Mag 7. Don't forget the magnesium and vitamin D."
Yeah,
You know,
those are
I thought I
so
had a big thing of magnesium, but I didn't. I had the L-lysine. So I'm gonna go get some more magnesium. I'm gonna write that down right now, but I've been loading up on the D, a lot
well,
of D.
I thought I looked the other day, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, my vitamin D is almost gone." I'm like, "What is going on?" And my angels were like, You should really check the milligrams." And, I went and looked, and I had extra strength, vitamin D3, and I wanna say was it 3,000 or 5,000 milligrams, and I was taking 2 of I'm like, "Oh my gosh," and then I take a nighttime pill, and it's got magnesium, calcium, zinc, and vitamin D in it. So, holy mackerel, I was getting the vitamin D. It's like
You're loading up. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, Lori drinks elderberry tea every day.
Oh,
um,
that's beautiful. Yep. That
Magjo Naturals. I'm gonna look that up, Magjo Naturals. We found a
I love
really
tea.
nice, when the kids were sick this year, we found a really nice cough syrup from Australia. It's like has a lot of, special honeybees stuff in it. That was, bam, got rid of that cough. It was
It
really
did the
good.
trick just like that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
yeah, yeah. Rub on your liver. Um, oh, is it cinnamon? So, Val, this is interesting because I don't know if anybody knows Yogini Shambhavi, but she is one of the premier Jyotish. She and David Fowler, um, scholars in India and the United States. Anyway, she did my astrology, my Jyotish astrology a few years back, and she told me to keep turmeric, just the powder, in the
Mhm.
bathroom, and to put a little bit on the top of my head every day and a little bit on your belly button. And again, I have it sitting
Really?
in there. I don't do it every day because it is messy. Yeah,
Well, and it stains, you know?
it does stain.
But that's interesting. A little bit on the top of your head and a little bit on your belly. I'm gonna do it because I have a container like this of turmeric.
Right? Why not? Why
Mhm.
not? Okay, I wrote that down, Val. Magnesium
I
glycinate.
should double check to see. I think that's the magnesium that I have that has all that stuff in it that I take at night.
Okay, thanks, Annie. Diana says, it is the carrier oil I use in my salves. I put drops of it in for my eyes and cataracts, and working it into your hair and scalp is good for hair growth. And it's antibiotic, antimicrobial, antimicrobial, and anti something else. Wow. Wow, Diana.
Carrier oil.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
be these tips are really nice.
yeah, they really are. I mean, we could, oh, Edgar Casey has uses for others. Yeah. So, speaking of Edgar Casey, I had severe learning disabilities when I was growing up, and I would always put my homework underneath my pillow like Edgar Casey did. You know, if he wasn't very good at reading either, and he'd
I
put
wasn't
his
either.
yeah he put his books underneath his pillow, and at night it would come into his brain or his mind.
That's amazing. And so you did that as a kid. Did you know that he did that?
Yeah, I heard
You
that
did.
he did it. It
Okay.
didn't work for me, but I tried it. Okay, Sonia.
I wasn't great at school either.
Yeah, every day, turmeric, honey, lemon, ginger, Italian seasoning, garlic. Wow, but it's birthday sweets this week too, pushing through to get things done. Yeah, vitamins and minerals. Wow, Sonia. You guys are just, I mean, I feel healthier just talking. This is my story today. I feel so much healthier. Oh, magnesium 7 has all the magnesiums in it. Okay, mag 7.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah, that is highlighted. And Mary takes curcumin, and it works for me. I get it from the health food stores. It says on the bottle, refund of money if it doesn't work. That's amazing. Yeah. A lot of people use castor oil for their hair. Yeah. And jojoba. Yeah. I've got jojoba right here, and I use that all the time. Yeah. He absorbed it. Yeah. We all absorb information, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Essential oils on the bottom of your feet. Yeah. 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 Hypnicity couldn't learn from osmosis either. Yeah. I can't either. I remember things a lot. Like I'll watch somebody speaking in Spanish or Hindi or something, and I know what they're saying, what
That's
they're,
amazing. That's really
yeah,
good.
but you probably would too, because all of us are intuitive, and so you kind of get an idea of what they're saying. I sit there and I nod my head, and then people look at me, "Oh, do you speak French?" And I'm like, "No, but" yeah, jojoba, right, Annie? Yeah, I know. I'm from Missouri. I remember the first time I went, well, it wasn't the first time I'd been to California. I'd been quite a few times, but I was at this resort, very nice,
Yeah.
and I was for a retreat, and I went up to get an acai bowl, and I said, "I'll have that acai," and they said, "The what?"
That sounds like something I would do. I, I, I would. I mean, it does. Sounds. Yeah, that would be me.
They were so sweet, and I'm like, "Missouri." I'm giving Missouri a hard time here. It's Terry, it's not Missouri. Yeah, castor oil on the bottom of your feet dries that toxin. Same with the liver and the belly. Okay, honey, I've got my castor oil. I'm gonna go get it. A
I'll
willow
be
tree,
ordering mine.
yeah, willow tree uses tea tree a lot. Yeah. Um, no, you said Giro instead of hero. Okay, anyway. She's having fun today. So, we're talking about the energy and what we can do. So I feel like a big part of it is, I love that you're using that hoodie, or
Yeah,
snuggly, whatever it is.
for comfort.
And I feel like we all need an energetic snuggly to wear
Mhm.
this year,
Yeah,
and to kind of take care of ourselves, because as empaths, a lot of times all of us are taking care of everybody around us. And it's kind of the time frame to start shining our light and taking care of this light before we can really give. We have to stay centered in that hollow bone that Annie
yeah.
talks about, and really concerning ourselves with what's inside and what we're doing, and then we can give so much more. But
And
making
I
that
think
a
it
priority.
too would be a good thing to look at our boundaries and to readjust them and and look at relationships and just see if they're still in alignment, situations, families, friends, yeah, what's working, what's not, and just really bring it into alignment to where you want to be this year. And then just look at your boundaries too to make sure that you know if you have a lot of people that are needing, like you just said, Terry, just the needs, and you're taking care of others, make sure that maybe your boundaries tighten up a little bit so that you fill your cup too, because that's the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so we gotta, and I think we all kind of are caregivers in a certain way. And so we all want to take care of one another. And this community is amazing about taking care of one another. But yeah, it's really important, I think, this year to really, take care of yourself, too, and along with checking in with your boundaries.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, and and you know about changing our story too, because when we change our story about the people around us, that oh, you need me for that, and you need me to make you dinner, and you need me to, you need to give me instructions because I'm not worthy or I'm not doing this right. If we
Mhm.
changed our stories on those things, they don't really need us for that.
No.
I mean, they're divine beings, and that's something that I learned a while back, dealing with my adult children. And my therapist looked at me and she said, "You're not looking at these people like they are divine light beings. You're not recognizing their divine light." And I was like, "Oh shoot, you're right. I'm not. I'm seeing where I'm needed. I'm not."
Sometimes we want to be needed.
Yep. Well, I'm really good at it. And
Me too. Me too. I get an A. I get an A in that department because
yeah,
yeah. Here, let me take care of you.
yeah. I love this, Janet. So, saw my doctor yesterday, suggested I put Vicks on my chest. He looked at me and said, "Not on your feet." "Is that a Missouri thing?" he asked.
But
I'll
I do it, Janet. If I
Yeah,
have a if somebody has a bad cough, I'm in there rubbing Vicks on their feet and putting wool socks
yeah,
on their feet. Or I'll put Vicks on their throats and I'll tie a wool sock and pin it on their, and that came from my grandma.
yeah, yeah. Willow says Vicks on the chest pulls up all the mucus, so it does help when you cough up a storm when waking, and I would get laryngitis. Yeah. And on your feet is the last resort. Yeah, it's also good for athletes' feet. You put
Oh,
it on your feet. Yeah, if you get a fungus, it's also yeah. Good old Vicks. I know it's got a lot of junk in it, probably, but it has been.
it's
Yeah,
been around for years.
yeah, and he does the neck. Yeah, use it for athletes' feet, right, Mary? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I'll put it
Um,
under my nose if I can just.
when I was growing up, my mom would buy these huge jugs, 2-gallon jugs of she called it Doc's juice, and it was some sort of a kombucha, but it was made with swamp water. I swear, this man, it stunk to high heaven. But she had everybody in town taking it, like my grandmother, who was a retired nurse and devout Catholic and very strict
Yep.
novenas every day, everything. Oh, cured her arthritis. I mean, just but she would soak yarn, like a whole thing of yarn
Yep.
in it and make a poultice and put it on our necks if we had a sore throat or anything. Stunk like anything, but it would get rid of it. So,
And what was in it, I wonder?
I don't know, toe juice or something. It was so bad. It was so stinky. But it was pretty cool that she was doing that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that it worked.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. And how many people she had taken it all over town. So, yeah. And castor oil is good for athletes' feet, Val says. Good. Good. Yeah. Diana says she does that too. Vicks everywhere when I was little and still in the crib. Cured myself from a cold by spreading it everywhere, including the silk lampshade.
I love that.
Eye of Newt. Always Eye of Newt hypnicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of awakenings as far as um, information coming in this year for 2024. And I feel like everybody here has definitely been on the path for a long time and
Me too.
remembering and the things that come in, we already kind of know about. It's like a foreign language that you know already, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
we already knew about big pharma, all these things, and people are going to be seeing that, and they're going to need help. So just kind of staying above that fray that they might get scared, and there might be a lot of fear there.
Mhm.
Excuse me. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of that going on, and just being aware, like looking at things with awareness. Yeah, hypnicity. Thank you. We have to help others as they awaken. Exactly. Um, because there's going to be so many coming and saying, "Did you know this? Oh my gosh, did you know that?"
There's gonna be lots that, yeah, it's gonna be a very, spiritual year. I mean, people, yeah, exactly, that are just gonna all of a sudden get dip
Mm.
their toes into it, and it's just gonna be like their whole world wakens up. And, yeah, they'll be coming looking, with questions and wanting answers, and which is huge for the collective, because we need that.
Yeah, we totally do. We totally do. Um, oh, hey, Teresa Ford, you got caught up to real time. That must have been funny. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, yeah. We try to tell people, but they're not ready and they're not listening. I know I've got a lot of friends that aren't listening, and then some are, and you get surprised at who's interested and starting to ask
Yeah,
more questions and whatnot.
same,
Yeah. Yeah.
same. It, I have, I come from a small town, and I know there's probably a lot of judgment, as far as, oh, this is all woo woo, but it's interesting because I do have an Instagram page, and if you put stories up there, it's a lot of those people that are reading my stories every day, and so I go, I'm putting light out into the world, and they're reading them. And so this is a good, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a good thing. And, they heard it once before, right? When these things start happening, then it'll be like, "Okay, well, she said something about that, and I've heard of that before," and it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, Teresa Ford said, "I agree, we need to be ready to accept them as they wake up. They're going to expect
absolutely.
our judgment, and when we give them love instead, it will help them heal faster." Yeah, I've always felt like that. I've always felt like, my late husband's, well, there's some family on his side that is very, fundamental, and probably Q as well, some of them.
Mhm.
And, I've always handled them with kid gloves and lots of love
Lots of love.
at a distance.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
If that's a huge takeaway there, Terry. I mean, if that's one thing that we can just take out of this lifetime is, no matter who they are, to love them, but like people like that, you just send them love from a distance. It's not like we have to love on them, but it's really the huge takeaway, and I get for this year too. It's just, there is, if we can do one thing for one another, is just love each other for whatever stage of their awakening they're in. I was telling Terry backstage that I got a hit earlier, and I'm and there too, it's no fear, but Trinidad keeps coming up, so I don't know. I have it written down. Um, there's something going on. There's something going on there that, we need to tune into, and maybe send some love that direction too.
yeah, yeah. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And there are going to be a lot of, different things happening on the planet coming up with the tectonic plates.
Hmm.
And, um, part of that is just science. It's just everything's moving and shifting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, we definitely wanna make sure that everybody's held in love and light,
Yeah.
right? No matter who they are, if it's, Bobert, and, I think she's going through something right now, and
She definitely is going
yeah,
through, going through something, and I mean, yeah, we don't have to like them, but we can still send them love.
yeah, yeah. That's a huge story right there because, when you change your ties to feeling anger at the way people have been misused in the government and, time and
Mhm.
money and how they've treated, women and,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
people on the spectrum, people that are fluid,
It's
um,
horrible.
sexually, and yeah, there could be a lot of conflict built up in your heart,
It's
and
easy to get caught up in that anger, and just, yeah, the whole anger of it, and it's not healthy. It's,
yeah,
and it's okay to feel angry, and be angry, but a person's got to let that go, because it doesn't do our body and our health any good.
yeah,
And see them for who they are, and just know that, this was their path, and this is the path they chose, and thank God it wasn't ours, because everybody's journey is just a little bit different. Some are harder, but Anybody that said they've had an easy journey, though, I would have to question them, because I do think that all of our journeys here, some may look like they're easier than others, but we all have our own crud and whatnot that we've come here to take care of, to heal, to learn from, to grow from. And yeah, anybody that says, oh yeah, it's been easy, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like we've all had these growth opportunities,
Mhm.
you know. Um, um, a magnet that runs opposite your own won't come to you unless they've switched their polarity. Interesting.
So,
How to feel repelled. Yeah.
yep, uh, I love
Yeah.
that, Teresa. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's so true. Yeah. There's yeah. There's been, and definitely there's a time for um people to be not punished, but change their thought pattern. I've always felt like the people that were on the other side politically, if we treated them without anger, because I tried that and it didn't work with my
Right.
family
Yep.
on Facebook,
Mhm.
2015, bam, lost
Yeah,
half my cousins. But we're back now, and it's like, and I'm not on Facebook anymore, or rarely, but yeah, remembering that they're going to come back, and we'll find a place where we can connect, and we already have.
that's
But
amazing.
yeah, but just being kind to each other.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Janet says she's been clicking off some political reader shows as the community was indulging in Shinder feud. I don't know what that means. Not sending love and light. Oh, okay. Made me feel icky, but I understand the frustration. You
Mhm.
know, Janet, I can't get on a lot of those shows because it's easy to get caught up into that energy. I mean, it's
Mhm.
really easy, and it's funny and it's fun and it's intriguing and it's interesting. And then you realize, whoa, what happened? Where did that, half hour go? And what was I thinking? And why did I write those things? Because that's not me.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm rarely on them, and if I do get on them, I'm like, yeah, say hi, goodbye.
yeah, and it's great to know what's going on and just stay in the loop, but to get knee deep in it, I just don't think it's healthy.
Yeah, yeah. Annie only watches 2 shows yesterday and today. Yeah, yeah, Annie. And that's not always easy because there's information here. Oh my god, there's so
Right.
much information.
I I know, and I've got so many clients coming up that you'll know when I don't have clients. I'm on shows, and then because I have the time, and now I wasn't going to book clients for January, and I did, and so now I'm busy, and so um but when I'm not and I can be on the shows, I love interacting with everybody and talking and catching up, and um but I'll slow down. I'll slow down. I was planning on taking January off, but it didn't
Yeah,
work
I
out that
thought you
way.
were. Yeah, well, I'm
Mhm.
so glad you're here. Mary says, "Many people are also mad because of the real lies that are told. It is hard to make a good decision when you only have lies to work with, and truth is so important." Well, it is quite unbelievable, isn't it? And I know that we all create our own story, right? We all create what we know around us.
Mhm.
So we can change the way that we create it. But if we do that, they do that too. And this is their true story, right? I don't know that it is for a lot of the politicians. They're creating something for other people. So it's a little different, I think, when they're changing the situation of the way people live.
Mhm.
But yeah, 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 100% hypnicity, many directions, and blue and red, yeah, and green, particularly green. That's a
Right?
lot of green. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
That goes a long way. So, but that also comes to that 5D light when that comes in. I feel like we are going to be working more as a community. So,
Yes.
just finding ways that we can do that in the physical. Yeah. Oh, let me see what Leah said. I remember being told to be very careful speaking this year. That's excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Follow the money, right? Hypnicity. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so true. That is.
Yeah. We do have to be very careful with what we're saying this year. I also feel like there's a lot of water coming up this year.
Mhm.
Water
Yeah.
is going to play such an important part, and that's going to be water, water, water all the time.
Flooding. I don't want to say the S word, um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
I picked up on that too.
I've been feeling that too. I definitely feel like that's going to happen, and I'm not seeing it in California. I'm seeing it, or United States. I'm definitely seeing it um, in the East. So not Eastern United States, Eastern, like um, India. Um,
Asia.
yeah, Asia. Thank you, Asia,
Mhm.
over in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Me too. And I'm picking up on like tornadoes, like possibly even California could have tornadoes that we don't have tornadoes here. That there's going to be there's going to be funky weather in areas that nor things that normally don't happen, like weather conditions in your area. I mean, obviously there won't be a hurricane in where you live, but I mean, just really weird weather patterns that we're going to be facing this year. And so, I mean, as we, I get even like starting in the spring. It's going to start in the spring, and we're going to start seeing it's almost. I get like angry, just hostile weather.
wind.
Um,
Yeah,
mhm. Yeah, because I got tornadoes, flooding, hurricanes, and I do feel even earthquakes, and there could be earthquakes um, even in the Midwest,
yeah,
and nothing bad, nothing, not to put any fear or anything,
yeah,
but there could be some rumbling earthquakes in regions that haven't seen earthquakes, and I want to say it maybe already has happened. Um, but I'm not totally sure on it. And I do get the energy like starting in July through the end of the year is really gonna be I don't even know the word I should use. It's gonna be rocky. And let's just say we just have to keep um be street smart and just be self-aware, because I just really think coming late summer into the fall that there's going to be some energy that is but it's a good thing. It's, we look at it, we go, oh gosh, but no, it really is a good thing because we have to shake things up in order for things to change. And so it's being self-aware and just, just putting extra protection on and just, being
yeah,
aware,
yeah,
being aware.
yeah. Oh, South Carolina's had small scale earthquakes. Yeah, we have. I feel the same way. I feel like when you walk out every morning, walk out with your angels.
Yes.
Take
Mhm.
your spirit guides for a walk. I want to say that I've been seeing ETs around me, and they're about 6. They're about 7 feet tall, and they're hairy. They've got a lot of hair and beards, and they're
Really?
yeah, and I always know I'm protected when they're around.
That is absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah, because they are definitely there protecting you, Terry.
Yeah, and
That's beautiful.
it is neat, and so start recognizing who's around you, who is a friend, and they may not make eye contact. They don't always like to be seen, but
Yeah.
start watching because they're there and they're helping us. They're protecting. So,
So do you think, and I don't want, this could be a whole topic for another show, but do you feel like ETs and Sasquatch are one of the same?
yeah, yeah, they shapeshifters, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
That's exactly what I think too.
Yeah, yeah, and, I also feel like, when these squabbles happen, we can also ask for um, our, our family to be protected, our kids, our loved ones, whoever we call family.
Yep. Yep. To call in protection for them too. Yep.
Yeah,
When they go out. And I do make I try to make that a habit of when somebody leaves our house, I just surround them with the white light of the Holy Spirit, as they're going out, and then I'll surround their vehicle with it. And if I'm in anybody's vehicle, I'm always I'm always surrounding, just, they're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing, but I'm putting
yeah.
protection around us.
My daughter went on a blind date the other night from, Hinge. It's one of those online things,
Yep,
and
yep.
I was dropping her off at the restaurant and, because she was gonna Uber, and I'm like, "No, no, no, I'll drive you." And, she's getting out of the car, and I'm, like, doing the mantra, "Om Bali Lanjali, Om Bali Lanjali, Om Bali Lanjali."
Yep,
She's
that's
doing
me
it with
too.
me.
I do that too. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But yeah, it's so important. I mean, and now I think it just comes natural. That's why I think it's good. Somebody needed to hear it, so they'll maybe be using that protection too. That to help themselves, help others, and that's what the community's for, is just supporting and helping and protecting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh, Janet, I see them with my physical eye now. I've sensed them for years, and I used to see them back in the '70s all the time, but I haven't seen them for a long time, and I kinda was thinking about them the last few years, and now, like, I'll see them in IKEA, and I'll see a 7-foot guy walking down, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm cool, man. I'm protected."
Right?
And I see them when I go out. Yeah, when I leave the house. But I can go into that space now, you guys, into my story and that in between, and I can feel them and talk to them. So that's
That's
I haven't said
huge.
that to anybody yet. But yeah,
That's huge, Terry. And I can sense them, but I can't see them with my naked eye. But did I ever tell you what happened to me when it was a few years after we had moved to California? I had woke up in the morning and I was standing in front of the mirror combing my hair, and as I'm combing my hair, dried flowers are falling out of my hair. I mean, just in fact, I found them the other day. I saved them,
oh,
and it was just dried flowers upon dried flowers, and like baby's breath, like almost like baby's breath stuff, and
yeah.
like little flowers. And I don't have any dried flowers in my house, nor are there any like dried flowers outside. So, yeah, that was a very interesting morning.
So
I'm
that
like,
feels so divine mother to me. What did you get from it? Angelic?
I I I really thought that it was galactic,
Yeah.
like I was taken somewhere, because
Wow.
I don't, unless they would have put that in my hair while I was sleeping. But I haven't spent a lot of time asking. It was one of those things where it was just like I scooped all these dry flowers out of the sink after they fell out of my hair, and I have them in a box over there because I saved it because I'm like, I have no idea where this came from. But
Wow.
one of those things where you go, "Hmm,
You
that's
you know what? I
interesting."
think this is gonna be happening more and more to all of us, that, things that we used to see as we were children or, something special, all of a sudden, we're going to feel them more. Like they've always been around, but now they're going to make their presence known.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonia, yeah, they usually have white hair or on occasion red hair. The tall ones. So
White hair or red hair?
yeah, sometimes golden, but and big beards, and big hair, and huge, burly. So yeah,
Well, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled.
yeah. I think yours
That's
might be different. I think yours are well. I mean, you might see them too, but those roses, I just love that. The
isn't that
vitality.
interesting? And I haven't really shared it with too many people that
Ah,
because it's like what the heck.
yeah, elementals. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, all right, everybody. Well, golly, it's already 1:05, almost 1:06.
Oh, Terry, thank you. This
Oh,
was so
thank you so
nice.
much for coming on. So we're gonna do this again, you guys. Maybe we should devote one day to just for talking about this stuff because that's really fun. The galactics. I feel like my head exploded.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I have mine right here.
yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna do a month by month we were talking about for the next
Yes.
show. And of 2024 and do a little bit of politics with that, just what we see in the election. We're not going to talk a lot of politics, just who we see on the ballot and
Yeah.
who we see maybe walking down Pennsylvania Avenue in January.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Keep it simple.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. I love it, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. All right, everybody. Well, thank you, Christine, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank
Kimberly,
you.
Annie,
Thank you. Thank you.
Willow,
Thank
Hypnicity, Juno, Teresa, Laura, Leah, Pisces greeters here. I didn't see you, honey. Richie's rich,
Hi.
Kimberly, Lori. Yeah. So everybody that's here, thank you so much.
Thank
It's been
you.
such a joy. And Rossi, I think, was here too. And Sal. Hey, Sal.
Hey,
So
Sally.
yeah. So all right.
Until next time, she says, I love it.
All right, everybody. We'll
See
see
you
you later.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.